Thank you for that. And I appreciate your kind words. And I mean, you have to understand when you say that, there is a, there is a, well, my deformities, I'm an Agent Orange, baby, or that's what they say. And it's not extra appendages, it's bent ones. So it's what it is. And I mean, when you talk about breaking chains and metal, I guess it comes in handy. But that's not the point. The point is the battle between good and evil. And generally that's going to be a battle within yourself. Especially when you're talking about the sun and the moon and the Pisces with the rare ability to walk between the worlds of angels, demons, and jinn. It's some Constantine shit. Just leave it at that. Did we sacrifice ourselves over the devil? Well, I would say so. I would say so. And now it's time to give back. Hello, little bird. See, there's things like INFJ animal communication. I mean, you can Google all of these words that I say. And thank you for dropping in Sagittarius and Neptune, but not a monster. And you got to keep in mind, the INFJ is typically misunderstood. Never hesitate to ask questions or speak your truth, because that would be it. I mean, when I say I'm looking for that monster, whether it's sand art, or whether it's reading children's books at the library, be a monster at it. Be the best. It's just what it is for you, not for anyone else. For you. I don't like competition when it's too easy to compete with yourself. You'll do that forever. You will compete with yourself forever. However, when you're talking about Pisces lying, yes, they're all truths are half truths. So you have to look at that aspect of things first. And yes, there are multiple Pisces that I don't agree with. But it's like every time you come to a conclusion, things change. It's just what it is. I understand there are 7 Hermetic principles, and I'm not worried about what 3 female witches are doing in the background against God, because when you say that, only God could have saved you from this stuck position. Well, it's not a matter of being stuck. I mean, you got to think about it. You open up an intuitive healing business. Number one, your opposition is going to be those who want to profit off the death of their people. Okay, great. So that's going to bring you pain, because they have the money. They have the money to make the bribes, to pass the laws, to take many trips to an island and play with your children. It's what it is. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is give back. And if I know that they are using, because that's what got me caught up the last time, was them using entities on the justice system. And when I spoke about this, bam, INFJ Pocahontas was arrested. Donald Trump was brought up on things that he couldn't understand, whether he's guilty or not. They went through with it, and the whole world was shocked, right? Okay, the same time they used car wreck spells on Pisces, I had strange paranormal issues. The remote viewer in the UK had strange paranormal issues. And then we both got the same deal on our replacement vehicle, guided by the divine. So yes, there is a higher power. There is a creator consciousness that's in charge of everything that's at play. Absolutely. There is one creator consciousness. Whether it be the energy that you're channeling in Reiki, or the connection to the voice within you that's in everybody through QHHT. Now, and that's just what it is. Me, I'm happy to be wrong. So while people are, researching Reiki that's limited by your imagination. While they're researching that and going into their imagination, which is the connection to the kingdom within, it's the connection to God. God conscious creators have to have an imagination. Neville Goddard was 100%. Where do you run in a problem with logical brained people? They have no imagination, they have no connection. That's their lifetime. That's the opposition. And then you run into somebody like the INFJ that's balanced masculine and feminine energies that sees both sides of the coin. That's what it is. How can I judge logical minded people when I know that they can't get Mr. Stupid out of the way? They have to logically explain everything. And then you have creative people that are generally the starving artists because they logically can't put shit together dealing with opposition. Simple enough. However, yeah, when you have that energy of stepping in and being the hero, who doesn't want to be a superhero when they grow up? That makes me think of Jim Quick with Mind Valley. And I've said this over and over again. He was told as a child, he went up to a teacher and she made the statement, she made the crass, underhanded statement, which I'm fucking known for. She said, "There goes the boy with the broken brain." And I know that typically if you look up INFJ Earth Angel, you'll have this giddy little girl that'll tell you, typically we say the absolute worst thing for the best possible outcome. We do the absolute worst thing so that someone lives. And INFJs are masters of psychological warfare. That's why you have people like Ralph Smart out there. Anyway, an INFJ Pisces, alien and vegan and blah, 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 blah. However, to hear them talk about being vegans when they say you save the milk for babes and the meat for strong men, it's to each his own. Everyone's different. Anyway, yes, I do agree with removing the meat, but even Dolores Cannon, she talks about staying with fish and chicken because it's lighter. Thank you for your comment. Because it's lighter, there's no density. You don't want to eat heavy stuff. It keeps your vibration low. Me, I like to match the colors to the chakra, so that's what it is. But hell, even then, you eat a tomato, you've got the leaky gut guy. It's what it is. However, setting your intention with Reiki for leaky gut. It's based on your intentions, right? And when I hear readers talking about Pisces walking between the worlds of good and evil, okay, great. All that means is I can shine light on both sides and stay in the middle. I just got to stay in the middle. You got war on this side, you got peace on this side, and you got God in the middle that's war and peace. Simple enough. I can't do anything about that. We can't change our authenticity. However, when you say that God has stepped in and because that's the truth that's going to come out. Is the Earth Angel is not supposed to be here, yet the Earth Angel is still here with 5-star reviews. And I've done this before. I've woke up in a hotel room that I wasn't supposed to wake up in with 2 women going, "Oh my God, this motherfucker's not real." Blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. So by me telling that alien truth, go talk to them. I think they're absolutely nuts. Right? And if you're telling everyone on the planet that I'm the sun and the moon, which I already have, okay, great. Then there is a dark side to that. Focus on 5-star reviews. Right? My personal life of triggering demons, it's what it is. You're a mirror. So if you know you're a mirror, once you become aware that you are a mirror, then you keep shit from being in your mirror. I mean, it's just what it is. And then everybody's got to go, "Oh man, am I shit in the mirror?" I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. But no, I mean, you have reader after reader talking about how things are not good right now. It's a divine judgment. You've got people trying to get out of it every way possible. Oh, there's multiple realities. Yes, but there's one God calling judgment on all of them. That's why you listen to the energy readers and not influencers that influence you and control the narrative and sway. Hell, that's the thing, is when you have opposition of both sides, and both sides are teachers, and you're learning from both sides, well, then you're going to sit back shaking your head going, there's a left and a right, and they're battling against each other, and they're making the laws and can't come to agreement on shit, and then they're the ones controlling everything, while behind the scenes they're visiting an island with your children, and they're poisoning people because they profit off the death of your people. That was the entire point of taking the land from the natives, slaughtering the shaman. That's what it is. They tried to tell them, if you eat a cow, which we all have, you're going to take that herd's karma, because that's a herd soul. But first off, you've got people with no soul coming in and taking your land that don't believe in a herd soul. They don't believe they have one, or they wouldn't do what they do. Anyway, yeah, things come in divine right time. And if I see something, I'm going to say something. It's not up to me to prove that shit right or wrong. It's for the people with ears that can hear and eyes that can see. If we know that they were using black magic to push their agenda, warlocks, witches, whatever, we know that witchcraft exists. We know that voodoo exists. I can't have Reiki teddy bears and them not have voodoo. I can't promote one without being aware of the other. So if we know that there is this and they used that shit against me, okay, great. God saved the Earth Angel. Okay, great. Now it's time to give back. If they used magic on the justice system over the Earth Angel, you don't think they wouldn't do that over Donald Trump? Prove to me that that's not the Gemini love in all of your cards, promoting peace, trying to find a way, and I mean, I understand they use fear as a tactic, but that fear is coming from the reptilian brain that operates in sex, fight, or flight. That's what it is. And I mean, they'll do anything for money. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. But they can obviously see, okay, and when I hear someone say, there are multiple realities on Earth, cool, how many of those realities did China flood? When I hear say, oh, there's multiple realities on Earth, great. How many Hurricane Barbaras were there? Did Hurricane Barbara hit every reality? When there was a Lake Isabella earthquake on Mother's Day in California, were there 50,000 Lake Isabella Californias? Some had an earthquake, some didn't. If that's true, show me. Now, going from a 3D to a 5D new Earth, yes, I do agree with that. It's the Schumann resonance raising, frequency, vibration, it's consciousness levels. But to hear that there's multiple realities on Earth, cool. Was it flat Earth or round Earth that had Lake Isabella earthquake? Was it flat Earth or round Earth that Hurricane Barbara blew the coastline? Was it flat Earth or round Earth where Loki Loki volcano exploded right in front of Loki Loki? And yes, the paranormal INFJ is the key to universal life force energy. Okay, cool. Then if that is universal life force energy or Reiki that is in my birth chart, and you have readers talking about you are the source, okay, cool. Does that mean I'm the source of universal life force energy for all of the realms that I walk between? And then you have doomsdayers or a death cult that want to take themselves out and everyone else, God included. God's always in charge, and they have failed. I can't do anything about that. It's not up for me. It's not up for me to decide someone else's life. It's up for me to make you get 5-star reviews when you come to see me. That's what it is. Provide 5-star service. Simple enough. Simple enough. But see, that's the thing is, and what do I love to do? Listen to tarot readers when they go, "Oh my God, I don't know what's going on here." And as an energy worker, I know that energy. You must be talking about energy that I'm quite aware of. Thank you. Thank you for that. Does it make me any better than anyone else? No, it makes me know something that they didn't. They taught me something and I filled in the gaps. They're teaching me something because there's both sides. There's two sides to every coin. There's a north and a south, there's an east and a west, but when you look at the earth, it's north, south, east, and west. It doesn't matter what narrative they try to control. That's what it is. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Well, hell, we're not in Philadelphia, but it's still sunny. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Anyway, you know, you're always going to have people, oh, he's such a smartass. My love language is, you stupid. That's what it is. You say something witty. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. However, no, you're talking about, you know, Pisces feeling the pain, Pisces being upset. They're using fear as a control tactic. Well, yeah, who wouldn't feel pain that destiny swappers have cost people their lives? Who wouldn't feel bad about that? Still nothing I can do about it. And me losing my shit, no one is responsible for the way I feel except me. Right? I've dealt with this. I've snapped many times. That's why they're trying to get me to do it again. But look at the people that are trying to get me to snap. They're the kind of people that everyone should snap on. That's what it is. I can't do anything. They're a fucking tool. They're snap-on tools. That's what it is. They're a tool to get better. That's what it is. And you're always going to have them. But I mean, that's the thing. You've got people out there that, you know, have the wrong dead dad for Thanksgiving because of the kind of shit that they do behind the scenes. And then you have people that have sided with them trying to get Pisces to snap so that Pisces looks like the bad guy when what? When they're trying to, they're all involved in a conspiracy to unalive an INFJ. Okay, great. And then God saved, because that's the energy. The Earth Angel is not supposed to be here, but the Earth Angel's here. There was supposed to be a huge persecution, sacrifice of an Earth Angel, but the Earth Angel's still here. So it is. Hell yeah, I'm gonna run that shit straight to the bank. Straight to the bank and watch it all crumble. So I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything. If God says, you know what, y'all tried to sacrifice one of my chosen anointed prophets for money, no more banks. Well, then there's no more banks. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, I mean, and thank you, Sagittarius and Neptune that's not a monster. That hurricane comes, God's the monster. So, you know what, let's just take this city out. You know what, they had their chance. That's what it is. God likes to play with toys too, like the weather. And then you've got people trying to play God with the weather. That's what it is. Who knows what kind of sinister shit is going on in the background with people that, one, don't believe in God or are trying to fight the inevitable. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. Enjoy moment to moment. Live in the present moment, no matter what reality it may be. It's because now you've got influencers. There's multiple realities on Earth. Great. Was it flat Earth or round Earth that had Lake Isabella earthquake? That's what it is, because you've got that energy of X's in the cards that you haven't seen in 20 years. doing everything behind the scenes to jack up Pisces forward motion. We're going forward. And then you have ex-wives from the past getting in the way. Doesn't matter what multiverse that's out there, flat Earth, round Earth. We were able to locate Lake Isabella, her daughter's name, Lake Isabella Earthquake, on Mother's Day and give it to her. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. And then that gives the church something to talk about instead of my children, because they're trying to get me to snap. Right? They want to create a spectacle. That's that energy in your cards of them wanting to create a spectacle of me in public. And they'll sit over at the other table, see me come in, and then they'll start talking about all of my kids and then throw the stepdaughter in there. And I'm like, okay, well, I understand. I was good to those people until I couldn't be good to them anymore, because look at what they do. They're earthquakes. They've got Grandma Barbara, that's the first hurricane of the season. Let them talk about that in the community when I'm having coffee, right? They want me to snap, but Barbara's the hurricane and Isabella is the earthquake, right? And you girls just called out Gerard. Hell, that's the band Halo Down. That's the band Halo Down in the community that has a rude awakening coming. Okay, great. It's what it is. You're the ones telling the entire planet. I just know the people. That's what it is. You said Dorothy summoned the djinn? Okay, great. Then that is a Dorothy problem. That is not a me problem, using Reiki to protect myself from evil spirits. Right? That's why do you think they're trying to break down my shield, so they can get me in heightened states of fear or heightened states of rage or in my passion, so the jinn can take possession. Right? What do they want me cooking my dog? Because we've already got a woman just a county over cooking dogs and blaming it on the 11-year-old devil. Right? I've already got a 5-star client who once again contacted me this morning. Right? Her daughter is locked up, showing every symptom of jinn possession. What does it look like? Go look at Irene Bedford, INFJ Pocahontas voice actress in Ohio. You've got readers that are steadily saying this has been going on since August 2022. Okay, that was the same. My other channel, I documented fighting that fucking thing. And now you've got an earth angel that's a demon slayer all over your tarot cards. Hey, guess what? I'll take credit for that. I'll take absolute credit for that. Right? You've got these women that have summoned God knows what from an unseen realm that is not supposed to have anything to do with ours. It's an absolute abomination. Okay, great. If they come from a fiery hell realm and these people have summoned them into our realm, and you have tarot readers talking about they will be dragging those individuals back down to their realm, that tells me that these people have manifested hell. They're Satanists with an earth angel's picture on the altar. Okay, cool. Then the Satanists get to go to hell. I can't do anything about that. Right? Freaking, I've seen the videos, the near-death experiences where people see the angels and they see their loved ones, and Dolores Cannon's past life regressions all follow pretty much the same narrative. However, you do have your Antoine LaVey or whatever. The documentation of him during his final passing was, oh my God, I made a mistake. Oh, they drug him to hell. Right? They talk about Aleister Crowley, and then they say, oh, we all know how it ended for him. Well, yeah, the dude ate baby shit. Can't do anything about that. That's what it is. Do you think he went to an island to manifest with it? You're talking about the pedo energy of siphoning that young succulent energy for manifestation, and then you got rich guy after rich guy taking a trip to that island, making the rules, setting the stage, right? Fucking, doing their occult style magic so they can live in the lap of luxury while you suffer. Okay, cool. You're the ones that let them. Why do you think they got underground bunkers for when the truth comes out? That's what it is. And that's the thing is when you girls and guys, when you read the energy and talk about that's the whole clause in the contract about being famous. If you want to be famous, you have to be a part of the club. You have to do this weird ritualistic shit. Okay, that's the battle between good and evil y'all are talking about. Cool. The INFJ paranormal Pisces Sun Gemini Moon with the rare ability of walking between the worlds. Those are all fucking labels that have a very specific definition for the experience that they define for the person that it possesses them. That plain and simple. As hard as that may be to understand, not everybody's the same. Right? You've got unicorn spirit running all through the tarot cards. Cool. That's a rare, mystical, magical creature that's 1 to 2% of the human population, only occurring 0.04% in males. And generally, when you say anything about being an INFJ unicorn, they immediately take it as a pronoun sexual preference. Has nothing to do with the brain, they're thinking with the wrong head. So, that's what it is. You've got the personality type unicorn, and then you have the LGBT community unicorn and Furbies and furries and okay, great. That ain't me. I'm not that guy. No, absolutely no problem with that. Everyone's living in their own multiple reality. However, when Hurricane Barbara comes, she's going to blow all of you. Male, female, it, this, that, Furby, flying monkey, doesn't matter. But I mean, that's my next question is if there are these multiple realities, how do these individuals that are influencing you with that are all over the cards trying to save their ass as the opposition, how do you explain these multiple realities with one earthquake happening to all of them? How do you explain these multiple different timelines with one hurricane taking out the coastline to it? And I'm open to listen to their explanation instead of feeding into any more illusion. That's what it is. Because it is. All this shit is magic. And for readers to keep saying that they suppress the truth because you don't follow along with their evil narrative, well, then what does that tell you? Who have you been listening to the whole time? If they all have an evil narrative in the background, yeah, that's what it is. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. It's just what it is. You think that has anything? You think that has anything to do with hypnosis here? It's okay. Scares the puppy. I know that. It's just what it is. It's all right. They get their 15 seconds of fame. Do 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 do. Once again, that energy of trying to make the INFJ snap, and that's fine. There was an INFJ that snapped on a group of people. His name was Hitler. That's what it is. That's what it is. However, I like to take the God approach and let God wipe you out with natural disasters. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you for that. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Hear that big voice? Hear that big voice out of nowhere? That's what it is. We'll end the video on that. Namaste.